Okay, recording has started. Thank you everybody for another day here at the Data and AI Architecture Group. Wherever you might be in the world, I hope you're having a great day, and we truly do appreciate your taking the time to learn something with us today. Introducing here today, Sidney Cirqueira, live from Brazil, support escalation engineer at Microsoft, a true expert of anything related to Microsoft and data analytics. Um, Sydney is gracious enough to join us here today for this topic, Microsoft Fabric Synapse Data Warehouse, the next generation. Feel free to keep an eye out on the meetup. We have another session coming up next month as well, Fabric related, a lot of Fabric stuff coming in. And I'll also be trying to schedule some more Gen AI stuff because everybody's still hot on the Gen AI space and how we integrate
Yeah.
with Gen AI, documents with Gen AI and all that stuff. So some of that will be coming in as well. I will be looking over at the chat as well. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. So I'll be moderating that. And Sydney, if you want to pause every now and then and just let me know, I'll let you know if we have some questions pending. All right.
Okay.
All right. And without further ado, Sydney, take it away. Thanks again for your time and rock and roll.
Nice, nice. Thanks a lot for having me here. This is a really nice opportunity to share some content related to Fabric. I am SME on this subject. Okay, I will talk a little bit more about myself here, but stay tuned in the Microsoft Fabric stuff, guys. Microsoft is putting a lot of effort here on this tool, and we have a lot of things to share. Unfortunately, today we have only 1 hour, so let's talk about Synapse Data Warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. Okay, this is the next generation, so I will talk about it. My name is Sidney Cirqueira, and let's start this presentation. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, a little bit about myself. My name is Sidney Cirqueira. I've been working with technology for more or less 10 years, working with data and analytics. I have worked in the past with a lot of stuff like security, like networking, and now I have been working with data for more than years, more or less. I am support escalation engineer at Microsoft. I am responsible for America's team support related to Synapse Analytics and Fabric Data Warehouse. This is an evolution. Fabric Data Warehouse is an evolution of Synapse Analytics. So we are providing support for 500 customers. No, only 500. My team it's responsible to look for the biggest customers in the world, and like a mission critical. And yes, this is what I have been done in Microsoft. Okay, usually I am studying in an MBA. This is a business analytics and a big data one. This is in progress, so it's a really nice one. We can join things like artificial intelligence and big data. So this is the topic of the moment. I like to speak in Microsoft technical community. If you put my name in the Google, probably you will see some content related to Microsoft stuff. Data and analytics. So I have a YouTube channel. This, as I was mentioned to one, this YouTube channel is focused on Portuguese guys. Unfortunately, I haven't prepared nothing in English yet, but I hope have some time to share some content in English. But feel free to ask me for other sessions. Okay, I am always available. Okay. I have a Twitter. I don't like to use so much Twitter. I have also an Instagram, a professional one, and my main social media is the LinkedIn. Okay, feel free to add me there, guys. Feel free to ask me anything you want. I will be there. I like to share content. I like to talk. I like to discuss tickets. I like to discuss everything you want to know. Okay, feel free to ping me there. And I have a couple of certifications more related to Microsoft because Microsoft is my life in the last 10 years. So I put my focus on this certification. We can put some specific areas here on the certification Fabric Analytics Engineer. This is a really new one, and it's a certification. It is a certification that it is in a hype right now. So I think if you want to study, feel free to search for content. This is a really nice certification. The market is looking for fabric engineers. Okay, guys. So in our agenda for today, I will start to talk about the platform as a service version of the Synapse Data Warehouse. I will try to introduce this technology because Fabric is an evolution of this one. And after that, I will jump into everything related to Synapse Data Warehouse. You know, key capabilities, data processing architecture is really similar to Synapse previous version, data ingestion, performance, security, monitoring, and an end-to-end scenario. If I had time in the end of the session, I have prepared something practical, okay? And if I have time, I will show you. But the idea of this session is share with you everything related to Synapse Data Warehouse in Microsoft Fabric, okay? And I will share a couple of online resources. We have so many things related to Microsoft Synapse Data Warehouse. So feel free to search for it. We have a lot of content related to it. Okay, so let's start with this quick introduction. Let's start. So, guys, we have the current platform as a service version. Why I am saying current? Because Microsoft, there is no plan to retire Synapse dedicated SQL pool and serverless SQL pool, guys. These engines will still there. The customer will still using. For example, I am working with 500 customers, and we have a lot of customers still using dedicated SQL pool, still using serverless SQL pool. So both engines works very well. We know that we have a couple of limitations for both products. I forgot the word, I'm sorry. We have a couple of limitations for both products, and Microsoft is trying to mitigate this limitation in the Microsoft Fabric, but this is a really nice product. You know, guys, I am support engineer for this both products, and this is true. We have a lot of customers working with these tools. Okay, in the left side here we have the dedicated SQL pool, guys. This is a dedicated resource where we have massive parallel processing engine. So this is a type of engine for massive parallel processing. You know, this engine likes to work with a lot of rows, a lot of data. If you want to start to work with dedicated SQL pool, guys, you need to have at least 60 million of rows. You know, my dedicated SQL pool has a specific way to deal with the data. You know, we have compute nodes behind the scenes, and these compute nodes work with 60 little databases. It's called distribution. You know, the distributions is the way where Microsoft store the data in the storage. You know, so we have 60 distribution, and we will distribute the data on top of the 61. And depending on the way that you are organizing your tables, hash tables, inputted tables, replicated tables, the engine will distribute the data on top of the storage. We have dedicated resource here where we need to, if you want to scale your architecture, you need to pause, select the new size, and resume the database to start to work. So this is a problem because we cannot auto scale if you need more performance. You know, this is one of the things that our customers complaining a lot. Okay, give me just 1 second, guys. This is one of the things that our customers is complaining a lot because we cannot scale it automatically. We scale up and scale down. So this is something that was moved for SQL serverless. And I will explain for you how SQL serverless works now. So let's talk about really fast SQL pool. This is only a review, okay, guys? I don't want to put the focus here. I just want to review to show you how the things evolved here to Microsoft Fabric. Okay, SQL Serverless. SQL Serverless, we have a totally different engine. For dedicated SQL pool, we have massive parallel process engine. But for serverless, we have distributed query process engine. This is a engine based on query processing. When you send your query in the control node, guys, your query will be break in a lot of little queries, and it will return the data from the storage and deliver the data for users. Okay. This is a really nice, this is the first tool that Microsoft created where we can connect into the storage and we can read the data like Parquet, like CSV, text, like Delta, by using T-SQL. Okay, T-SQL, Transact SQL. This is the first tool. One of the good things here is that we have auto-scaling here. Anytime you send a query to SQL Serverless, it will upscale and downscale automatically based on the size of your queries. Okay. Behind the scenes, Microsoft created an engine called Polaris. We have a really nice paper in the internet. I will not share it right now, but if you search for Polaris, you can see the way that this type of tool works behind the scenes. Okay, when you send a query and we process the data, and when you read the data into the storage. Okay, both engine, it's a really nice one. It's still working. If you probably you have some project using one of these tools. I have been working with these tools for a lot of time, but now we have an evolution. We have an evolution of data and analytics, and we need to move the things to new stuff. Okay, if you look for the new stuffs like, okay, data lake house, data lake, lake warehouse, we have a lot of new things coming, and we need to organize our environment to work with this type of tool. Okay, moving from data lake to from Synapse to Fabric, we have an interesting architecture here that we have a lot of customers still using this type of architecture. If you pay attention here, we will have our source systems, files, databases, sensors, business applications. We need to load this data to a raw position in the storage. We can process this data by using Synapse Spark Pool or by using Databricks. Not matter what you want to process the data. We have a couple of layers here. We have raw, we have enriched, and we have curated layer. This is some type of way to organize our data into the lake house, because this is an evolution of data warehouse and the data lake house. Okay, and we really I can say few years ago, Databricks created the Delta Lake format, and this is the format most used in a lot of companies nowadays. So this is not a rule, but we can create a lake house architecture, but we can still using Synapse dedicated SQL pool and Synapse serverless pool to read this data, to process this data, to query this data by using Transact SQL. Okay, we know that if we want to work with data warehouse, we need to use T-SQL. Okay, so usually when we have the data in a curated zone where the data is ready to be read, what we can do here, we can move this data, we can copy this data from curated zone to a dedicated SQL pool. And after that, you can connect your Power BI to this tool. Why? Because this is a really nice tool, a really nice, a really powerful tool to combine with Power BI, okay, and to combine with user. Why? Because of the power that this tool has. Okay, and another way to read the data from a data lakehouse stuff is by using the SQL servers. The only thing here is that we don't need to move the data to Synapse Serverless SQL pool. We don't need to move the data. What we can do here, we can create an external table on top of the file. What is the problem here? The problem here is that we cannot write the data on top of the serverless engine. This is a little bit. We have a problem here because usually use Spark to process the data, but if I want to read new data here from the serverless, we need to drop the external table and we need to create a new external table on top of the updated data. So we have a couple of trade-offs here. Okay, because the first thing we need to copy the data. We don't want to move data. Move data it's expensive. Copy data is so expensive, and also our business, we don't have enough time to create and drop tables. It is our main issue here when we are using both tools, and we are thinking to migrate the data. Okay. I just share this approach with you because nowadays we have things evolving, and everyone's here know that Microsoft created a new platform, a complete platform for all analytics workloads. In the past we have Synapse Analytics platform where we have a lot of workloads there. We have SQL servers, we have dedicated SQL pool, we have pipelines there. But this is a platform as a service. Now Microsoft is moving everything to a software as a service where you don't need to you don't need to take care of nothing related to processing. Okay, guys, you just need to take care of your data. Everything is satisfied. Okay, so this is a Microsoft Fabric. It's this is basically in 4 pillars. Okay, the first pillar is the complete platform for our analytics workloads. We have workloads for data movements. We have workloads for data warehousing, these things that we are sharing right now. We have workloads for data engineering, for data science, real-time analytics, business intelligence, everything we need to create an analytics solution. A new thing here is that now the storage, guys, is open and we don't have more proprietary lock-ins. For example, if I am working with dedicated SQL pool, or if I am working with Snowflake, or if I am working with Redshift, what we have here, guys, we have lock-in in our data. We cannot easily move from one type of data warehouse to another type of data warehouse. Now with Microsoft Fabric, we have one lake, and this lake it's open, guys, and it is open by using Delta format. Delta formats, it's one of the most used type of Delta format, And now we have a data warehouse working on top of the Delta layer. So this is really nice. So another idea from Microsoft Fabric is just to empower the final users to work with this type of tool. It's really similar to Microsoft 365. And finally, this is accelerated with AI Copilot. We are talking about generative AI. We have a lot of stuff talking about this. So Microsoft puts the Copilot on top of this tool, and now we can do a lot of nice things here for Power BI, for data engineering, and also for data warehouse by using Copilot. You can write queries, we can create dashboards, and we can create a lot of things by using artificial intelligence. So this is really nice. Okay, so it was a really fast introduction about Microsoft Fabric because I want to focus on data warehouse today. I think everyone knows that Microsoft Fabric is based on personas. If you are the SQL guy where we like to create storage procedures, you like to analyze the data by using SQL, and Synapse Data Warehouse will be the best thing here. And Microsoft Fabric has a lot of other stuff for a lot of other type of personas. If you are a Python or a Spark guy, you can use data engineer. But today, let's focus in data warehouse. Okay. So this is the next generation of data and analytics. And one thing that I want to bring to you here right now, guys, is Synapse Data Warehouse. Now we have a universal compute capacity. Okay, so what is universal compute capacity? If you look for the Azure pricing stuff, we can see a lot of way to build, to billing your data. For dedicated SQL, we have a type of way to build the way that we will query the data. If you have a serverless, we have a different way to be billed. So we have a lot of different things, and when we need to pay the bills, we have a big difficulty to work with it. And now, guys, we have only one way to organize all the capacities and all the computation in Microsoft Fabric. Okay, this is called universal compute capacity. You have only one capacity related to all your power, like memory, like CPU, and the storage will still separated from the compute. Okay, and now we have only one way to process, and we have a lot of other good stuff to integrate with our solution. For example, workspace organization, data lake, CI/CD. Usually when we work with data warehouse, we start to build our tables, we start to create our storage procedures, and we need to save this code in the GitHub to source control our data, our scripts, and to move this data from one environment to another. So we have all of these things integrated here in Microsoft Fabric. Okay, so Synapse Data Warehouse. This is infinitely scalable. Now, why? Because we can scale in and scale out without need. I cannot say, okay, I need to scale my compute right now, or I need to downscale my compute right now. This will be automatically created behind the scene. We don't do nothing. Okay. The really nice thing here, guys, is that it's now we have an open format, okay, on top of our data lake. This data lake is called One Lake, and One Lake is the whole storage for Microsoft Fabric, and the Synapse Data Warehouse will read and write the data on top of data format. This is the first data warehouse working on top of data Delta Lake format. Okay, we cannot compare it with Databricks because Databricks has their own engine to work with Spark and work on top of Data Lake. Here we are saying that we have a first engine working with the SQL, reading and writing data on top of Data Lake. So this is really nice. This is a really new stuff. Okay. The second thing here, guys, is that we don't have more dedicated clusters. Everything that I send my query to my Synapse Data Warehouse, and instantaneously it will be scaling, okay? It will scale up and it will scale down with no physical provisioning, okay? Everyone will be ready, everything will be ready to use, okay? We don't need to provision anything. The compute is there. We cannot say how many computers we want, but the computer is there, okay? Everything is SaaS, software as a service. We don't need to pay attention in nothing, okay, guys? Everything is there, okay? What is the key capability here, guys? We know that Synapse Data Warehouse, it's a good approach for enterprise scale data warehouse, and now we have an open standard format, okay, on top of data lake layer. What is the key capabilities? The first thing is that this is simple and intuitive for new engineers like citizen or pro devs. So another really nice things that we can do right now in Synapse Data Warehouse, it's basically use a feature cross virtual cross database query, you know. When we are using Azure SQL database or Synapse Data Warehouse, we cannot cross querying data warehouses. Okay, so now we can do it. This is a really nice feature where we can use other type of workloads, for example, Lakehouse in Microsoft Fabric, and we can join this data. For example, I will talk about mirroring in next slides, but you can cross query data from a Snowflake with Synapse Data Warehouse. This is a really nice thing, okay? Everything is integrated in Microsoft Fabric. Our workloads is integrated right now with Data Warehouse, and this is full integrated with the Power BI semantic layer, okay? I will talk really fast about the semantic layer, but semantic layer is the data asset where we will provide the data to Power BI to create, to model our data and share the data with customers. Okay, so this is a really nice integration that Microsoft created. We have one lake. The data is on top of one lake in one lake in their format. We don't have knobs to performance. Okay, we don't need to turn in and to turn off nothing. Everything, all configuration, all deployment modes, all compute, all storage needed, guys, will be automatically organized for Microsoft. And we also have easy data recovery and management, like backups, like replicated tables. We can go back to in the time by using time travel. We have a lot of features for data recovery, and this is an end-to-end performance platform. Okay, everything is working really fast for sure, guys. This is a really nice approach that Microsoft created when we are talking about Synapse Data Warehouse. We have a flexibility to build our data warehouse based on data mesh approach. We can create a data warehouse using no code or low code. We can use the SQL, or you can use all the tools that is available in Microsoft Fabric to build our data warehouse. And finally, guys, everything is the governance and the security is built in on this product. Okay, this is the key capabilities. Really fast. I will not go deeper in each one, but I will try to bring the most important things to you. This is the data processing engine. If you pay attention, guys, this is really similar to dedicated engine and the serverless engine, but the approach here is more related to the serverless engine. Behind the scenes, we are still using Polaris, and behind the scenes, we have a combination between column storage, we have in memory, and we have auto scaling. We have a combination, guys, in data warehouse and SQL Serverless engine. So we have a SQL front end where we can still using everything related to SQL. Okay, this is built on top of Query Optimizer, and also this is based on distributed query processing engine. Behind the scenes, we have back-end nodes, the same we had in the serverless to read and write the data on top of one lake. Again, guys, this is a SQL. This is a SQL engine reading and writing data on top of the lake. So this is the first engine that it's doing this type of situation. Okay, I just bring this image here because this is really similar to dedicated and SQL Server. Microsoft puts everything, the best that we have from both engines together, and now we have a really powerful data processing engine working for Synapse Analytics, Synapse Warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. When we are looking for performance, we always it's looking for performance, guys. We have important topics to discuss here. Anytime that you send your query for the first time, I'm sorry, when you send your query for the first time to Synapse Data Warehouse, your query will go to a code cache. Okay, this is the first time there is no performance things to do here. You will take some time to return this data. It will not take so much time, but it will be code. Okay, but in the second time, guys, everything is go to memory. Okay, that's the reason we are still using in memory cache. So if your query if you are querying a small quantity of rows, all of this data will go to memory. But if you have a big set of data, the engine will serialize the data between the memory and the cache. Okay, the small data we go directly to memory in cache, and if you have big data into the memory, we can serialize this data between disk. Okay, the local disk when we are discussing about the backend nodes and the control node. Okay, so it will help us to return the data really fast. So if you pay attention, guys, this engine is really nice. And another important thing here is that statistics. For SQL servers, for dedicated SQL pool, for Azure SQL database, we always need to manage the statistics. Why? Because statistics is the way where the data is stored in the storage, and we need to understand the quantity of rows that we have, and statistics will help us to find the best way to query the data. Okay, so we have only two possibilities here related to statistics. The first one is user-defined statistics. You can create manual statistics. It's based on the histogram, the same that we have in the SQL Server, but this is limited to one single column statistics. So if you want to create your own statistics, you can only create for one column. But guys, we have here automatic statistics. We have three situations. Anytime that you send a query to our SQL engine, it will create statistics automatically. And we will not spend some time creating statistics, guys. This is really, really fast. Okay, we have the histogram, the same based on the SQL Server. We have a new way to collect statistics called average column length. This is one type of statistics where we will create statistics for columns, for varchar columns, where we have more than 100 characters. So, and also we have the third one is called table-based cardinality. Okay, everything will be created behind the scene. If you are filtering one data specifically for one specific column, we will create statistics for you automatically. And we have these three types of ways. You don't need to create statistics, and if you want to get more performance, okay, you can create it by using user-defined statistics. Okay, this is the two important ways to understand how the things works behind the scenes: statistics and caching. Okay, so another good approach. Okay, I see one question here. I will answer it in the end. Okay, Mohit. Let's just continue here. I will answer it in there. Okay. Workload management, guys. If you worked with Synapse dedicated SQL pool in the past, guys, we know that we need to control concurrence a lot, and also for servers we have a lot of concurrence, and we can see a lot of type of issues with type of concurrence. And now Microsoft create a really interesting thing in the back end where we don't need to put our users with concurrence data. Okay, what we have here, guys, we have two types of ways to read and write data on top of this backend. We have the query way to read the data and the ingestion way to read the data, and both it's working separated. Okay, the query it's not concurrent with the ingestion, and the ingestion it's not concurrent with the query. Okay, both it's working separated. So this is a really nice way so where you can read and you can write the data without any type of issue. The workloads is the data load is isolated based on the computed compared to ETLs if you want to query the data or if you want to load the data. And again, behind the scenes, it will be automatically scaled. Okay. So what is the type of the data ingestions that we have? If we have data warehouse, so usually we want to load the data to data warehouse to process this data on top of data warehouse. So we have a couple of ways. The first way is the data pipeline. We can use a data factory, the same data factory that used in the past to load the data into the data warehouse. Now we have a new tool called Data Flows Gen 2. This is the tool that Microsoft is putting a lot of effort, and it will be used a lot to load, process the data, and load the data again on top of the data warehouse. We have the cop command. This is a T-SQL command where we can move data from storage to data warehouse. We don't have Polybase anymore. If you work with Synapse in the past, so we know that we used Polybase a lot. It was the first way to load data from storage to a dedicated SQL pool, but now we are not using it anymore. And we can also cross warehouse. We can do cross warehouse ingestion by using the SQL. Again, if you have a Snowflake, or if you have a SQL database, or if you have data from storage, you can read this data and load this data to a dedicated SQL pool by using set select into, or create table and select to move data from one warehouse to another warehouse. This is really nice. And a good thing here, guys, is that regardless of how you are ingest data into your warehouse, all the package files will be produced, by using an optimization called vorder. Okay, I don't know how familiarized you are with this type of vorder stuff, but this is the same of the order that Databricks use. Okay, this is the way to organize the data and to compress the data into storage. So if you are ingesting, you will be benefited to read this data by using the data warehouse. So we use vorder. This is a type of algorithm behind the scene that Microsoft is using. Okay. So security, guys, what we have related to security here is we have security and we have tools. For security, guys, we have some type of way to be protected from malicious people. Okay, we have roles for workspace. This is the type of roles on top of the Microsoft Fabric workspace. We can grant this type of permissions. It will be like an administrator and a contributor, but we also have item permissions. These item permissions will be related to the data warehouse. Okay, if I have multiple data warehouse, I can create permissions to read and write this type of items. Which items? Data warehouse. Okay, if I want to create granular security, I can still be using the SQL to create object level security, like row level security, like column level security. Power BI also use this type of object level security, and it will be based in the same stuff. Okay. We also have dynamic data masking. This is the feature that is coming from SQL Server. It was really easy to migrate because we are using a SQL Server engine. Another thing that we can do here is share your warehouse. We can share one warehouse with people from another workspace and also from outside of the organization. When I am saying organization, I am talking about the tenant level. Okay. And also we have user audit logs. We have a really nice tool that we can combine with Power BI to audit everything that we are doing on top of the data warehouse. Okay, you can see what is the table that the user is creating, the table that the user is modifying, what is the update set, everything you can do in Power BI report when we are using this type of audit log tools. And related to tools, we can still use SQL Server Management Studio to query the data on top of the warehouse. We can still use Azure Data Studio. It's a more light tool. We have Microsoft Fabric SQL Query Editor, what we'll show you in the demonstration, and anything that you want to connect in the PTS protocol, you can connect on Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse, and also you can connect on Delta packet files by using the endpoint of the OneLake. Okay, the same thing that we did in the past by using ADLS J2, now we can do by using OneLake. Monitoring. How we can monitor our dedicated SQL pool? Okay, we know that this is everything, it's automatically here, but we are still needing to monitor our queries, okay? Because if you create a pool query, there is no magic that the engine can do if you create this type of queries, okay? And we can still monitoring the data warehouse by using DMVs. Okay, we have DM as accessions, we have DM as request. We can see the queries that it's running for a long time, and also we can select the session ID and we can kill these queries, this type of queries, if you want to do it manually. Okay, this is a normal DMVs that is coming from SQL Server that is still being used on Microsoft Fabric. Okay. Another good thing that Microsoft created is the query insights on top of Microsoft Fabric. Microsoft's query insights has three type of tables where we can retrieve the data. The first one is the exact request history. We can see the history of all your execs. We can see the frequently run queries, all the queries that it's running, commonly running in the engine. And also we have a view called long running queries, where we can see if this query is taking some time or how much time we can spend, how much time this query is spending on the engine. So this is some type of ways to monitor the data house. And also we have one guy called Monitor Capacity Metrics app. This is an app from Power BI stuff, Microsoft Fabric, where we can monitor everything that the data warehouse is producing on Microsoft Fabric related to the costs. Okay, what is the queries that is being billed on our stuff? Okay, we can set up this fabric capacity metrics, and we can monitor everything related to the data warehouse. We can monitor databases, we can monitor queries, and we can monitor everything related to data warehouse in a separated view. Okay. Another point here is that right now, guys, we don't have monitoring hub yet for data warehouse. This is something that Microsoft is trying to improve behind the scenes, but should be good if we have a graphical way to look for our queries, our the memory that we are spending, them, everything. Probably Microsoft is working on top of that, but right now we don't have a monitoring hub for data warehouse yet. Okay, so let's move forward. Here, guys, I have a documentation that I will share in the online resource where we can compare how you can decide if you want to use a Microsoft Fabric based on the data warehouse units that you have used in the past in Synapse Data Warehouse. Okay, here we have the SLO for Synapse Dedicated SQL Pool and how we have the SLO for Microsoft Fabric. This is only related to the price comparison. Okay, guys, we are not comparing the performance stuff. I will share the reference and you can see when you can use when you can compare your data warehouse units with your Fabric SKU. Okay, this is not something easy to do, you know, to understand how the things works together. But on the reference that I will share, you can just see how you can compare this type of stuff. Okay. Thinking in the future, guys, Microsoft is planning a migration of dedicated SQL pool to Microsoft Fabric. If you pay attention now, we have mirroring from SQL database, Snowflake, and Cosmos DB. And in the future, Microsoft is planning to migrate dedicated SQL pool to Microsoft Fabric. If you want to see everything related to Synapse Data Warehouse, what is planned, you can see that this migration will be here on this link that I will share this presentation with you in the end of the session. Okay, and the last thing that I want to share with you guys, it's one feature that Microsoft put in preview. I think one month ago, if I'm not wrong. This is the way where you can mirroring your databases to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. Okay, you can mirror your Azure SQL database. We can also mirror your Snowflake database, and also you can mirror your Azure Cosmos DB to data warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. This is a really nice one. This is a near real-time replication. We don't need to ETL to replicate the data to Microsoft Fabric, and this is based on change data capture. So anytime that your data is changed on the source, it will be replicated to Microsoft Fabric Data Warehouse. So guys, this is a really nice stuff. Anytime that you create a data warehouse, it will be also integrated with the semantic model. Semantic model will be available to for Power BI. So your Snowflake data can be seen for the Power BI stuff, and also we can use all of these database to query this data together. So this is a really, really nice feature. Okay, and finally, guys, we have an end-to-end solution architecture picture here, where we have our data source, we have the ingestion. And this ingestion I can do by using pipelines, data flows, or melting points using shortcuts. And I will put all of this data on top of my data warehouse. If I am at the SQL, guys, everything I will create it by using storage procedures. I will process this data. I will create my layers there, my dimensions and my facts. And after that, I will release this data to Power BI users and also for ad hoc queries for my users to be ready to consume this data on top of the data warehouse. Okay, nice. I just want to share with you guys really quick, really fast approach here on Microsoft Fabric. If you pay attention here, guys, we have in the left side the data warehouse stuff. And when I click here on top of Microsoft Fabric, I will have all things that we need to create our data warehouse and to populate our data warehouse, to start to build our data warehouse. If I want to create a data warehouse, I just need to click here and I just need to put some names here and clicking created, it will be created with no need to provisioning any server behind the scenes. Okay, it will automatically generate it to you. If I want to load the data, as I mentioned to you, I can use data pipelines or I can use data flow chain too, and I can also replicate my data on top of my data warehouse here. I have already created my data house. Okay, I called this guy simple data warehouse, and this is my graphical view for this guy. And I have created my dimensions and my factors here. So this is the first time that I am reading the data, and it's using a graphical tool. So let me just organize my view here. So this is the first time that I am reading the data, so it will take some time, right? Because this is a code cache. If I try to read this data again, guys, this data will be really fast, okay? So I just right click here and created one query here, and this data took only 2 seconds to run, okay? This is a simple data warehouse view. I can create my queries here. I can join this data here. I have a couple of queries here, like load tables. If I want to load table, I can use this copy into tool here. If I want to create my data processing, I can create storage procedures where I am reading the data from my dimensions and my facts, and I am loading this data on top of an aggregated table. So I haven't executed this storage procedure yet. I will just run my storage procedure here just to process my data to create. Let me see. I know what is this. This is because of the schema name. So I am running my storage procedure data to process my data and create another graphical aggregated tool for use. Okay, if I refresh my tables here, my aggregated table should be here. The data is still being written here, and it finished really fast. And if I right click on my table right now, guys, we can see the aggregated data really here. Okay, this is a really nice approach. If I my settings, I can see the endpoint. This endpoint I can use to share these informations with my final users. And if I want to share these informations with the Power BI guys, by design, guys, anytime that I created my data warehouse, hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
was a little blip of the network, but looks like you're back.
Okay. Now I'm back. I think something wrong with my network. So just moving back what I am saying, I just say that anytime that I created a data warehouse here on Microsoft Fabric, it will also create a semantic model. Okay, this semantic model will be used for Power BI stuff. Okay, for Power BI modeling or Power BI to create the reports. Oh, if you see here, I have my schemas and I have my tables here, and these tables will be always available for Power BI. So here I have these tables. I cannot use these tables because this is only a simple view. I can create a new semantic model removing that tables. Okay, so if you pay attention here, I can only use these tables here to create my report. Okay, once I did it, I can join this table. I can join my fact tables with my dimension tables by using the keys of the business. And after that, guys, I can create my report here based on the semantic model. I have already created a report here just to avoid spend some time creating this type of stuff. And this is my report, and this report is based on the tables that we are using on this data processing. If I edit here, you can see that my tables is here, my fed, my dimension tables, and I can also interact with this data. And another good point that I would like to show to say to you guys is that we are reading the data on top of the Delta format. Okay, so this is really fast, and Power BI Analysis Service Engine it's reading the data directly to on top of Delta. So that's the reason it makes the Synapse Data Warehouse so fast. Okay, guys. So I think this is the online resource that I base here based on this presentation that I created to you. I will share this presentation and feel free to ping me on LinkedIn and feel free to ping me on Twitter. This is my contacts, guys. This QR code has all my contact. If you go to LinkedIn, on the LinkedIn we have everything that you need to contact me. Okay, so I am not sure if we have some questions here. I see Rohit question.
That's a hot
What?
question. A lot of people have
Uh,
been asking about that. Is
nice.
what's up with that migration story?
Okay, is there a way to migrate to Lake or Flow to Fabric that Azure? Okay. First question is if there is a way to migrate Synapse Workspace stuff to Microsoft Fabric. Not yet, because Synapse Workspace artifacts is built on top of the Synapse way to create the things. And Microsoft Fabric is a new tool. Okay, it was rebuilt. We don't have. We cannot compare Synapse Workspace with Fabric Workspace because this is Microsoft Fabric. It's a SaaS platform, and a couple of things will was recreated. Okay, it was not created on top of Synapse Workspace stuff. Microsoft is working to in a solution to migrate Synapse Workspace artifacts to Microsoft Fabric, but it is not ready yet. Okay, so probably in the future, in the close future, Microsoft will share something related to it. If I understand correctly, I see Azure Machine Learning Workspace. No, there is no way to migrate Asian Machine Learning Workspace to Microsoft Fabric. You will need to rebuild the way that you are doing your stuff right now to Microsoft Fabric. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, this is a new tool, and Microsoft is working hard to migrate everything from workspaces to Microsoft Fabric. Okay. If I answer your question, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time, right? Microsoft is focusing right now on mostly completing the feature set of Fabric,
Yeah,
but I assume that yeah, they're gonna be working on migration tooling down the line as well. Oh, we got a new question just came in here from Vijaya. It says how to ingest data from on-prem or a managed instance SQL Server, for example.
nice. We have In the past, guys, when we are using Synapse Analytics, we have a tool called I forgot the name right now. Integration runtime. Okay, we have a self-hosted integration runtime to read the data from run on-premises. Okay, and now we have a different approach here. Power BI works in the past with one guy called one on-premises data gateway. Okay, this is not the same thing that Synapse Workspace it's working. Okay, this is a different approach. This is the approach of Power BI. Okay, so we have an on-premises data gateway. Will be the same of self-hosted. You can install this tool in your machine, and you can load this data from on-premise. Okay, for example, let me see one thing here. We have here manage connections and gateways. So I have on-premise data gateway here. You can create it on-premise data gate for where you want. Okay, and in this case, this on-premise up with my own machine. Okay, so if I want to use this on-premise data gateway, I just need, for example, if I want to use this guy here, let me just show an example, a quick example here for you. Okay, this is loading. Okay, let's go, guys. Okay, so I have the copy data tool here. And for example, if I want to read the data from on-premises, I can use, let me search for SQL Server here. SQL Server is here. I will connect. I have created here, let me see. Oh, guys, but basically what we need to do right now, I need to paste the server database name. I have my connection. I have already created, and I can use this on-premise data. Guys, can you see my sharing? I see Vijaya saying that cannot
Yeah, I
see.
see the connection settings. I see it right now.
Okay, okay. For some reason, Vijaya is not saying my configuration.
No, but
So
I can
guys,
see it. Yeah.
nice, nice. So what I need to do here, just use this on-premise data gateway, provide my credentials and load the data here, okay? I have my SQL Server on-premise here, but I will spend some time to open my SQL Server. But this is the way. We can use data pipelines and we can also use the VNet. Uh, I'm sorry, we can use copy data and we can also use data flow gen 2 to load data from on-premises. Okay, it's working and it's working really, really nice. Let me see. Can we also implement CDC for big fact tables? Yes, by using mirroring. Okay, only using mirroring. We don't have a CDC feature here on Fabric yet, like we have in Azure Data Factory, but in the future it will be released. And right now we can use CDC only for mirroring, and mirroring is on preview. Okay, guys, we cannot put on production. Is there kind of VNet or private networking for Fabric? Yes, we have VNet for Microsoft Fabric to connect on private VNets, and also now we have Azure Private Link to connect on Microsoft Fabric privately. So we have two options. We have VNet and also we have private links to connect on Microsoft Fabric privately. And with on-premise SQL servers, yes, we can connect using on-premise SQL Server. And I think we have all questions here. Feel free to put more questions here, guys.
All right, we'll give it a few seconds, see if anybody has any other questions. If not, we'll wrap it up. Lots of really good questions coming in at the end. I see
Yeah.
somebody's typing. Somebody's rushing to get their last question in.
Guys, feel free to put your questions here.
All right, I see still some typing. We'll give it a few seconds.
Yeah.
If not, well, there's a question there. Does Fabric support ML in database?
If I'm not wrong, okay, for sure I can be wrong. We don't have the support for MEL in database yet, okay, like we have in Synapse Data Warehouse. But I can be wrong, okay. I did to search because I haven't seen nothing related to machine learning yet here. I know that Microsoft is working for Copilot, okay. Copilot will be ready for data warehouse. The same, we have Copilot for data factory and also for Power BI. Also for the data engineer, Microsoft is putting the Copilot in data warehouse to create tables, create scripts, and automate a lot of things by using generative AI.
Yeah, I think the approach on Fabric as well, just to try to jump in on that, Sydney, is to do more like the lake house, right?
Yeah,
So the data is there on one lake, and then you can run your ML compute separately, right? Instead of doing ML integrated into the database, kind of like BigQuery
yeah,
has integrated ML in the database. It's just a nice way to say, like, do like a linear regression with SQL kind of language. But at the end of the day, most people, once they do more power user or more advanced stuff, they usually do their ML through another process, right? And that's where the whole, everything is Delta format behind the scenes, right? So you can
yeah.
always take your data from Fabric and hook it up to any of these new ML packages, or do a Spark ML, or do, ML in a separate cluster and so on, and just read from Delta, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And also we can use Synapse data science, okay? But we will work on top of the lake house, not on top of the data house.
That's right. All right. Well, folks, thank you for the people that stayed on for a few extra minutes.
Yeah,
Appreciate the time. Appreciate Sydney. Thank you for bringing us your time as well to share the material with everybody. Really good overview. There's a lot of ground to cover in just
yeah,
one session, so we appreciate the effort
yeah.
to do that. And hey, I'm gonna take you on your offer. We can chat offline. Shoot me an email,
I
and maybe
will.
we'll schedule you again with some of that other material that you were just mentioning earlier on the call, because I think that would be great for the group as well, and there'll be a lot of interest on that stuff as well. So I'm
Nice.
gonna stop the recording, and thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye bye.